You are listening to He Said, She Said, with L.A. Rob, and D the VIP. Oh yeah. And we are back. You're listening to He Said, She Said with L.A. Rob and
D the VIP.
The one and only, the D the VIP.
The one and only.
Yes.
Yes.
So we are talking to you through your earphones or headphones or earbuds.
Or radio or, car radio or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are talking to you about Los Angeles. Because like I say, part of, we live in LA.
Mm-hmm.
And we've done shows in the past. They, way back in the day, where we talked about LA. But I think we should do a sort of an updated version because at the time.
Well, actually, this was a request.
Yeah.
We have to tell the truth. This was actually a request. We were asking people what should we do.
Yeah.
What's something they'd like us to talk about, and this was a request that we talk about what really goes on in LA.
In LA, because
Yes.
I believe I've been here going on 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
And how long have you been here, D?
Then that I have been here 5.
5 years.
Yeah, 5.
And people may or may not know that we're originally from Detroit, Michigan.
Yes.
And so we moved out here, to pursue our various goals and passions. In the city
we moved separately too.
Yeah, the city. We had no idea.
We didn't even know
each other in Michigan.
Yeah,
no,
so
we didn't. We went to the same school. Yeah,
went to the same university.
Yeah,
and
we worked in the same department, but we didn't. We never actually crossed paths.
We never crossed paths.
Yeah,
but we were around.
We had one
each
mutual
other,
friend.
We have several. We've learned since that we've had several mutual friends, but we had one who said, "Hey, I have a friend out there."
Right.
And you guys should meet up because I know you and I know this person.
Yeah.
So, and I know what you both are trying to do. So you can work together.
Yeah.
And we ended up working
pretty
together.
Crazy how small, Detroit is. But LA is also, having been here 7 years, everybody knows everybody in this town, or there's some degrees of, not that many degrees of separation depending on what circles you swim in.
Definitely. If you work in a certain industry, you run into the same people. I wasn't, because land mass wise it's huge. You're in your car a lot, depending on where you work, in conjunction to where you live. But if you work in a certain industry, like we work in the film industry, and specifically I work in a specific part of the film industry, and I didn't know how small it was until I had a co-worker when we were interviewing people for positions. She knew just about everybody coming through the door.
Yeah.
And this was, she wasn't included in the interviewing process, so she didn't know that these people were coming in, and she happened to be walking in the hall and she said, "Hey, it was, I work with them at this place, or I work with them at that place."
Yep.
And I was like, wow, this is really a small
It's very easy for your
industry.
Reputation to precede you.
Yes, it is.
Here, for good or bad.
Yes, for better or worse.
Yeah, and so basically, to break LA down, how I learned it from somebody was: west is water, north is Hollywood, east is Mexicans, and south is San Diego and more Mexicans. Or Mexico.
That's about right.
Okay, that's the basic. If you want the basic, just remember that. Okay, and those are broken down into various sections. You think of LA as a grid. When you look at LA, you see, if you have a chance to look at LA from the Griffith Observatory, it's a huge grid of just lights and stuff like that. But so think of it as like a circuit board. Or but it's broken up into like various sections. The video game Grand Theft Auto sort of has plays on that. They call it Los Santos, It's sort of a fictionalized version of Los Angeles, but it's kind of, it's not that fictionalized because it's kind of interesting.
Well, they take all the elements of LA and avoid being sued by the mayor or city officials because they don't like the way LA is being depicted in the game.
Yeah.
But 90% of what they show you in that game is true depending on where you live in LA. So
yeah, and LA has a huge population. Millions and millions of people live in Los Angeles. All kinds of ethnicities. You'll get all kinds of food, all kinds of entertainment.
And they're coming daily.
And there's all kinds
thousands of people are getting off the bus,
coming and going.
Train,
it's a very transient town.
The train, the bus, the airplane daily, and they're moving here because of the movie and television industry.
Yes,
that's what the majority of the people.
A lot of money is
from.
made here. President Obama comes to LA a lot. And
all presidents, if they're Democratic,
they come
because
because
by
it's
and
a
large,
place to raise money.
Yeah, if you're a Democrat, you are going to come stomping in California, particularly LA, because we're talking about Southern California. Northern California is San Francisco, so we're not talking about
That's a whole
San
other
Francisco.
animal.
That's a totally, the weather is even different in San Francisco. So we're talking about Southern California and Los Angeles and its surrounding suburbs and enclaves.
Yes. Yeah. The best way to describe this, the suburbs as urban, well, not all of them, but the best way to describe, Inglewood. Best way to describe Inglewood is, west. That's by the airport. West is, because with the airport, you take off, you're literally taking off over the Pacific Ocean most of the time. And so adjacent to the airport is Inglewood. And Inglewood, I like to describe as urban suburban. It's I don't know, what is Inglewood? They cut their trees really funny. They cut them like little, like something out of a video game, like little ball,
Those are topiary trees.
Topiary trees, yeah, they really...
They're round. They have the ball, and then a stick, and then a ball.
It's like, it's weird,
man.
It's
topiary trees.
It's very interesting.
I think I want to say it's Japanese, but don't quote me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know that the tree name is topiary, Topiary.
Another thing we need to touch on...
let me explain what Inglewood is for me. I've never lived in Inglewood, so let me put out that disclaimer.
Whereas I have.
Yeah, I've driven through Inglewood. I've gotten lost in Inglewood. So Inglewood to me was hood. Mm-hmm. Like if you are African American and you need to get your hair done, or as we would say, your hair did, you would probably go to Inglewood. Mm-hmm. You can find any of the products that work for you and with you. If you're a person
incredible
of
barber,
color,
an incredible barber in Inglewood.
You would go to Inglewood. Yeah, if you need your hair cut, because the more you go out, the more you're going to be charged for those services if you're a person of color, because they don't want to deal with your hair.
You got your Lamert Park in Inglewood, which is sort of an art.
Well, that's not Inglewood. That's Lamert Park. It's Los Angeles, but that's a ways away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
But okay. So let me finish.
Back
with
when the
Inglewood.
Black Dallas had body was on, by the way. Go ahead.
Okay. So Inglewood is like your working class, upper middle class neighborhood. And when I say upper middle class, I would say your teachers of color work there. Your city workers and people like that live in that neighborhood. So, they're nice houses and nice cars depending on where you live, because it gets a little rough.
Crenshaw Boulevard goes right down.
Once you get a little closer to certain street names, Normandy and Crenshaw and stuff like that, it gets a little...
Streets you heard on rap.
Yeah.
That have been from your favorite rappers have rapped about.
Right. So it gets a little sketchy, but that's what that's what Inglewood.
Yeah, Inglewood is. Inglewood is sketchy. I mean, when I lived there, I heard gunshots. People have been killed around the corner. I haven't seen it. I mean, I've heard police. I don't as long as you can be doing your thing. I mean, violence happens. I haven't experienced anything. I've been mean mugged a couple of times. Nothing happened. But at the same time, a lot of Mexicans live in, Inglewood now. It wasn't always like that. It was white people.
Well, the change becomes that what is or was kind of like a working class, a lower class, or a working class neighborhood that was predominantly African American, and I think this happens in all cities across the country. But those neighborhoods have changed, and so when African Americans move on and they kind of upgrade and move to a different part of the neighborhood, then you have your Hispanic, Latino families who then replace them and move in.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what happens here.
Yeah.
But
what you find out here is people are more likely to convert a garage into an apartment.
Anything.
And people live.
In the garage.
In converted garages.
They will convert. Anything can be an apartment. I've seen sheds that are not too large,
and they'll charge rent.
They'll throw an air conditioner in that shed, and they will charge because it's so expensive. We're talking about Inglewood, but the average house in Inglewood is somewhere around $500,000.
Yeah.
So. So it's again a neighborhood where you have working class people in that neighborhood, but property here is expensive, so people do what they can to make out.
Yeah. So what you'll see is you'll see a lot of Hispanic families. They'll have they'll rent a room and have a bunch of people making it happen, making it sharing expenses. In paying their house down, and like I say, Inglewood is, it can be rough, but it's just like I say, Inglewood is Inglewood. I mean, you got the Forum, which is a sports venue, legendary sports venue. Prince played there a couple of times.
Yeah, a lot of I think major artists
the Hollywood
have
Casino.
played there.
Cat Williams got to start doing shows there.
Yes.
A lot of well-known people have came up in Inglewood. Like I say, I have to say, like I said, a couple well-known rappers. What's his name?
Well, you have Frenchie, who was a singer on, what was it?
Mac 10.
He was in Inglewood?
Yeah, Mac 10.
Okay. So you have, she was on, what was that show? Not America's Got Talent, The Voice, and what was the one that, Icon? It's funny.
It's okay.
Jennifer Lopez was the judge. They had 3 judges.
Yeah.
It's not American Icon.
America's Got Talent, or
No,
was it American Idol?
Yeah, Idol.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, American Idol. And she was booted off because she had done some naughty pictures. She was a heavyset girl.
Oh, okay.
But she's from Inglewood.
Okay.
They have a lot of people. Yeah. Dime Kennedy is a rapper. I think he's from Leimert Park.
Lisa Leslie grew up in the Wood.
Okay.
So.
And there's a movie called The Wood.
You reminded
me of that.
There's a movie called The Wood.
About people growing up in Inglewood.
Yeah,
and
so
then Dope is the guy from Dope. Is from Inglewood.
Terrific movie.
Yeah,
and
loved it.
Yeah, so we call it Inglehood. And like I say, we have this thing called the Metro Rail. LA Metro is sort of that is the main transit. We have the Metro Rail, which you can buy a ticket or buy a day pass. You can ride the train, to LAX, and have a shuttle bus that you can get to the airport with. It's free as of now, and they're expanding. I believe they're going to be opening one, and that's going out to Santa Monica. But you can ride the train from Inglewood to Long Beach to Los Angeles, Los Angeles to North Hollywood, and now to Pasadena. You can ride the train and ride the rail all the way out to Pasadena. You can connect to the Metrolink, and you can go all the way out to San Diego. So,
and also the bus, like that one pass will cover you if you get a day pass. It'll cover you. I think it's $5.
Yeah,
and it will cover you for a day, whether you jump on the bus or whether you jump on the train. And that's the best thing to get, because when you're in Long Beach, they have their own kind of transit system, but it will busing transit, like the train is still the train, but their bus is different from the regular city bus, but they will accept passes, like day passes.
Now, interestingly enough, Los Angeles, LA, California is about money. So what you'll find is in places like Beverly Hills and Malibu, you will find the trains and buses, curiously, don't stop in those areas. You will be very hard pressed to get to those areas without an automobile.
You have to have a car in those areas, and they did it on purpose because they didn't want the riffraff, for lack of a better word, to find their way out there, and so they fought long and hard to ensure that those
other
people
out.
Are out there, are left out. But I will say this, that when they had the riots, I guess back in the 90s, I found out once I moved here that the police went to the perimeter of Beverly Hills and protected Beverly Hills. Every place else be damned, but they were out in mass and in force,
and in these places
to protect Beverly Hills.
And in these places like Beverly Hills, there are no sidewalks in some places.
Yeah, so they
are no
legitimately
sidewalks.
saying you need to have a car. I will tell you the one thing that I found strange. When I first moved here, I got lost in Burbank, and Burbank is also a suburb, and it's high end depending on where you are. Some places is moderate.
Burbank is a weird 1950s throwback.
A 1950s little cake house that you can walk in the front door and see out the back door could cost you $1 million in Burbank. So I got lost in this area of houses that were, people definitely had money, but I got lost. It was around 5:00, and I noticed people sitting on the curb, and I was like, why are these people sitting on the curb? And so it was like one house, and I looked down, it was the next house, the next house, the next house. Well, it was the maid.
They were waiting.
She doesn't wait in the house. I don't know if she's not allowed to, or if it's her preference. But instead of waiting in the house, they sit on the curb. And I think what was most disturbing is they were all Hispanic maids. And if you know the history of African Americans, in the 50s and 60s, they were maids and they were seated on the curb. So those people, in terms of African American maids, have been replaced by Hispanics, and they're still sitting on the curb. And this is 2016.
And that's a whole nother subject, because
well, that's an indication of the workforce and how
the climate of LA
and the climate exactly
is
diverse and
but
interesting.
But Mexicans, there's a huge Hispanic, not just Mexicans, but a huge, different,
not just Mexicans. There's they're Hispanic. Because there's Guatemalans,
Hispanic,
Salvadorians. There are people from Peru, Peruvians. You have people who are from not Cambodia, Colombia. So I mean, and I know a lot of
it's a lot of everything.
From those different ethnicities,
a lot of everything in between, and from Brazil, everywhere.
Brazil, exactly. So
and like I say, in these jobs, like if you get a job in Los Angeles, your supervisor might be Hispanic, will more than likely probably be Hispanic.
Well, if it's a menial labor job, and I say that, and I don't like that, But the truth is, if you're talking about a job, parking cars or cleaning a house or, you know, maybe cooking like a line chef or something like that, or working in the kitchen, period, 99.9% you're going to have a Hispanic.
You're going to have to answer to a Hispanic supervisor, and he's been there for a long time.
Yeah, a Spanish-speaking person.
Yes. So, you know.
And it's a city on, when you go on Alvarado Street, that's like Spanish town. So it's a city unto itself.
Yes.
Everybody speaks Spanish.
This town is not a place for racist people, bigoted people. You know, LA is very liberal. You know, weed, drugs, you know, they factor in a lot, you know, money, you know, that's where, you know, let's talk about Hollywood for a second. Hollywood, we drive and we see the Hollywood sign that everybody knows. You'll see that sign is not lit at night, because it, you know, they don't want to attract people to that sign to go looking for it at night to do, you know, because they had a lot of problem with people with suicide who would climb to the Hollywood sign and they would jump off, you know, and kill themselves. Now you know, it's you know, it's cameras and all kind of stuff, you know, to prevent people from doing that, from looking for the Hollywood sign at night. But the Hollywood, you know, Hollywood is a party town, and Hollywood is divided. You know, you have West Hollywood, you have Hollywood itself. West Hollywood is the gay area.
We call it WeHo.
They call it WeHo.
Yeah, so WeHo.
Or Boys Town.
Yeah, it's WeHo. Chicago has a Boys Town too, but
yes.
WeHo is Boys Town.
It is outrageous. It is. We have every year we have a it's called, you know, we have our version of Carnival, which is like during Halloween we have a big, you know, everyone dresses in costumes and anything you could possibly imagine you'll see, you know, in terms of costumes. And
very creative, very outlandish, very sexually charged.
And I will say that Halloween in California, if you can get out here during Halloween, it'll be some of the best times you'll ever have, because, you know, all the people, you know, the
haunted houses,
like everything is taken to another level.
Who work in the industry, they're doing these haunted houses. So you have, you know, when they're trying to reproduce Freddy Krueger's house or Michael Myers' house, they really
go out. They really do it, and it's amazing.
Looks amazing, and it will scare the sugar honey iced tea out of you.
Yes. So just be prepared to have money.
Some of them cost, and I've gone in a few that didn't cost. And actually, it was funny because the one that I went in that was free was better than the one that cost. Yeah, that, you know, had a cost. But
Hollywood itself, I like to liken it to a movie set, whereas you have the facade, and then you have everything behind the facade. So we're talking about Hollywood and Highland, which I'm sure you know. You may not know, but you have the Walk of Fame. You have your street performers, you have the Man Chinese Theater, now you have the recently renamed Kodak Theater, where the Oscars are held.
No, the Dolby Theater.
Oh, now it's called the Dolby Theater?
Yeah, it was the Kodak Theater, and now it's
the Dolby Theater.
Yeah, the Dolby bought it from Kodak, and it's the Dolby Theater.
You have various stores where you can buy all kinds of memorabilia that, you know, you can pretty much get that stuff in Hollywood. If you're touristing, that's I would say worth it. You have your celebrity tours. You can do that. You have they have a TMZ tour.
Yeah. Stars on your Walk of Fame.
They have a wax museum.
The stars that you see people get from time to time. You'll see them in the sidewalk. But I think when you said facade, for people who may not be into television and into movies,
I'm sorry.
What he's saying is, when you see a building in a TV show or a movie, and it looks like in Desperate Housewives, you see those actual houses, and you would think, and I mean, they look like any house in the Midwest.
They look beautiful.
That should be filled with furniture and bedrooms and living rooms and all this other stuff. Well, it looks like they're on the outside, but when you walk in, it's a stage. So it's nothing more than plank floors.
It's a beautiful lie.
And that's it. So it's different. So for Hollywood, you have all the things that LA Rob just named, but you also have the drug addicts.
You have the
you can't go you should not. I don't advise people to go at night when it's dark. There's a lot of people out there, so sometimes there's safety in numbers, but you have people who are sketchy.
Let me put it in perspective. Like, this really happened in LA. A woman tried to take a picture of a homeless person.
She did actually take the picture.
Excuse me, she did. And it was a homeless person, took out a knife and stabbed her in her heart and killed her in the middle of Hollywood Boulevard. Okay?
Because she didn't pay him the dollar he requested for taking the picture.
Exactly. That's the kind of place LA is.
Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the kind of place it is where, it's like, listen, just show respect to people. Don't be an asshole, and you probably won't get fucked with.
You may, because
you might still get fucked with.
I have a friend. We went to, we were in Hollywood, and this guy wanted him to buy his CD. And my friend speaks perfect English. However, he does come from another country originally. And so he told him, no, thank you. No, thank you. And the guy, if you're from the hood, we're from Detroit. So we know if a guy jumps at you and, does a flex on you thing, if he does it once and he didn't swing on you, okay. If he does it a second time, he does a swing on you. All right, it's getting a little hairy. You don't let him do it the third time, because that time he's going to swing and connect. So when he went to flex the third time, I grabbed him and I said, well, what are you doing? And it kind of stunned the guy. And I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, he was being rude to me just because he said no thank you and kept walking. And so I said, well, he doesn't speak English, so what do you mean? And so then the guy says, well, I'm from Chicago and nobody acts like that. And I said, well, I'm from Detroit and what? And so he's like, oh, well, you're cool then. And then he wanted to hug and I hugged him and, everything was cool. But that really escalated quickly.
Yeah.
All because somebody said, no, thank you. I don't want to give you $5 for a CD that I don't even know if you have music on.
Yeah. And another thing is, like I say, the train. The train is I like catching the train, but the train can be a very vulnerable place because all I'm saying is, you might want to carry a pocket knife with you or something, because you could be, you're on the train, you're underground, you're between stations, and shit can happen. All I'm saying, look,
you just have to be aware.
Shit can happen anywhere.
It can happen anywhere. You got to be aware of your surroundings.
And there's very little you can do about it when it jumps off. Hopefully, you won't get fucked up too bad, but
there's a lot of police. I don't want to. It's not like New York.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you about LA cops. Let me tell you something, because we have tap cards and all that.
For the train. This
is just what I've seen. Like, they'll randomly check people's tap cards, and let's just say they'll check a brown person's tap card whether or not it's valid over a white person. They'll let the white people just walk right by him. But if you're black, they checking checking your stuff, and you will get, they'll take people to jail for that, for hopping the turnstiles, and it's some high fines.
It's
nice costly.
Fine if you do that.
I stopped doing it, but back in the day,
you used to hop the train.
I used to hop the train, but see, you had to know. But the thing is, you had to know when to do it.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I remember it's been a couple of times that I was coming home, because literally you don't have turnstiles in certain stations. You just walk on, and it's like the, I guess, Good Samaritan kind of idea where, you're supposed to pay. And I've had situations where the train was there. I had to get to work. I didn't have time to put any money on a tap card, and I just prayed all the way on the train because
that the cops wouldn't jump on and start checking tickets and
exactly.
But I haven't been caught, I haven't done, but I just started just to be legit. But then, like, what I ended up doing, I ended up moving closer to my job, and I got a bike and I would bike to work. So that worked out pretty well.
Yeah, and LA is the place to do that because there are, I don't want to call them health nuts, but there are a lot of people who are really into fitness and exercise. Some of them are people who are are actors
so good out
and
here.
actresses and stuff like that. And some people are just outdoorsy people and who love fitness and health. And so you'll see a lot of people biking, you'll see a lot of people running. It's dog country. I think every household has at least one dog.
Animals get more rights than people.
Yeah, or cat, but yeah, everybody out here has some kind of animal.
And nobody drinks tap water.
And you cannot drink the tap water because
bottled
you
water.
Smell the bleach and the chlorine in the water.
Nasty stuff, dude.
Before it gets to your mouth, so you absolutely can't. It will.
Ironically,
it
we'll
dries
wash our
out your
dishes.
skin.
We will wash our dishes in it, but we won't drink it.
Because
we have no other choice.
because the chlorine will kill the germs anyway. But it's,
no one consumes the LA water.
No, you become a bottled water king or queen.
Yep.
And a lot of people have the huge bottled water that you see in office buildings.
Yeah.
You know, the gallons.
Yeah.
Nobody drinks the water, and we hate.
You can do that in
to
Detroit.
bathe in
You
it.
know, you can do that in Detroit. I guess
That's the one thing I miss.
Yeah, but
it's
because you're wrong,
water.
you're surrounded by all that fresh water.
Yeah.
Here, no.
Yeah, no.
I wouldn't do it.
No.
I'm good. Which is just a thing. I was like, you would tell me that, and I was just like, what? No, I wouldn't drink tap water.
No. You cannot absolutely.
In fact, I know the difference between good water and tap water.
Well, you can tell because
tell.
you can smell the water before it meets your lips, so you know when they've done the tap thing.
Yeah.
So WeHo. Let's get back to WeHo, and then you have NoHo.
Okay, NoHo, North Hollywood.
North Hollywood.
That's where all the actors, who want to be actors and want to be whatevers, reside.
Directors and wannabe. That's where you are.
Yes.
You're close enough to smell it, but still far away from actually getting it.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Because this is the thing. North Hollywood. North Hollywood is more like you are in driving distance of the major studios. Warner Brothers is another one. Disney.
Disney, Universal, DreamWorks.
Fantastic jobs if you can get them.
Host of post-production houses.
Further, you can get jobs, working as a background extra in central casting. A lot of the work is out here. A lot of people in the industry, live out here and work out here. The thing is, there's the thing about living out in the film business is that, there's the hiatus seasons, where everybody, a lot of people are in the industry are job to job.
Everybody's hustling.
Everyone's hustling because it's job to job.
Because you're trying to line up work.
The next job.
So you're trying to get 4 or 5 jobs nailed down.
Yeah.
In order to survive, and rent is so high. Your average rent for a no bedroom.
And this place is getting increasingly gentrified now.
Yeah. Oh, it's from what I heard, like in the 90s here, this was like drug infested area in terms of North Hollywood, and then all of a sudden, as is the case with any neighborhood, gentrification came through, and now it's you can hardly afford to live here, so you can have a
by yourself.
Bedroom.
You need to have a roommate. Now, this is how when I first moved here, I stayed in what was called a transitional, which was I shared a transitional a house with a bunch of people. I had I slept in a bunk bed, and I had a place to put all my stuff, paid some affordable cheap rent, and that's where I stayed. Now there are hostels out here. In fact, there's a hostel out here in North Hollywood, where you pay by the day, like $100 something, and you pay by the day, and you can, do your thing out here.
Yeah, it's like a hotel. They have hostels more overseas, but they have
Have them
here
here too, and have them in Hollywood.
Right, they have them in Hollywood. They have them in Santa Monica. They have them in all. I don't know about Beverly Hills, but they do have them in most of the upscale places, and it makes rent more affordable because if you're paying $45 to maybe $100 a day, and you're not going to be there too long, that's one thing.
Right.
And then a lot of them will work out a monthly fee, and that monthly fee will still be better than the rent that you might pay, just slightly better though.
Yeah,
than the rent that you might pay per month.
And you want to talk about work out here? Like, it's hard to find. Let's just, like anywhere, it's hard to find work. Okay.
It just depends on what you do.
It depends on what you do.
It depends on what you do. It depends on who you know. It depends on what you look like. That's the hidden secret.
Yeah,
a lot of people
too.
think that, you get lulled to sleep because wherever you live, you believe that, if you do a good job that you're going to get employed, you're going to stay employed. And that's not the case. Here it's very much about who likes you. Who likes the way you look?
Are you young?
Who are you young, or are you old? And all of those things. What kind of car do you drive?
Especially what kind of car you drive.
Yeah, especially what kind of car do you drive? How do you dress? Because this will dictate how much they pay you. Now, if you're doing the jeans and the sneakers and all that, you might get paid. And don't get me wrong, because you have some people who make a whole lot of money and they're wearing that, but they're wearing Prada sneakers.
Yeah.
And some $400-$500 jeans.
Yeah.
But
Detroit is the clothing game. How you dress in Detroit wasn't too different, to be honest.
Well, Detroit was about.
It was about the flashy.
Well, Detroit was just flashy. Here, it's just being meticulous.
Yeah.
So basically,
it's not too much different.
It is. Okay, so here's my clothing outfit in Detroit. I would wear a Gucci purse or a Louis Vuitton purse that actually has the G's or the LV, which is the monogram for those purses on it. So I wear a monogram bag and, maybe the monogram boots or sneakers. And, if I had, a leather jacket that had a name on it or something like that. So I would be outfitted. I have a headband that was the green and red of Gucci.
Yeah.
So, so it's obvious that I'm labeled down. So, but here I would have, instead of the Gucci bag with the logos on it or the monograms on it, I would have just a plain color bag that was Gucci.
Right.
But it's a step above. So you don't have the monograms. It's only a person who knows that company and what you're wearing will know. So I would have like Prada shoes. So Prada shoes don't necessarily have Prada written on them. But if you know fashion, you'll know that I had on Prada shoes. So that's the subtle difference.
Yeah. So this is the thing. Out here in North Hollywood, you can do some fantastic jobs that you can't do anywhere else. You could work on on the set of a movie studio. You could work and do things that you couldn't do in anywhere else.
You're sworn to secrecy.
You sign NDAs and you can't talk, say certain things.
Right.
About
so you'll
certain
see
people you may see or stuff that's going
or not
on.
see.
Not see.
But you'll see Star Wars before it comes out, or you have access to it. You may have access to Batman, the Batman vehicle, before it actually comes out. So it's all kind of stuff that you may see or have access to, but you sign what's an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, and you can't tell anybody until the movie comes out.
Exactly.
And then you can say, we had so and so at the theater, and
And further out, we're talking the San Fernando Valley, the Chatsworth area. You have the porn industry, which like I say, people come here with big dreams, and they have to pay for those dreams. And what you'll see out here
with the big boobs,
yes,
they came out here with.
And another thing you'll see out here is that, a lot of pretty girls, they'll get with somebody who got some money, and they got to make money, and they have to make a lot of money, and some people turn to dancing, and dancing turns to porn sometimes. Porn is a big business out here. A lot of that is shot in the San Fernando Valley and warehouses. I actually had to. I believe I was patrolling one place, and I saw these pretty girls walk into this warehouse, and I was like, oh, they're doing porn. I was like, that's just a thing that's going on.
And it is a job. A lot of people think that porn is not a job. It's just because the girl or the guy, they love sex. No, it legitimately is a job. You're expected to be professional. You're expected to be there on time. You're expected to perform. I hear it's grueling. So
yeah, they'll rent out houses. And,
So
if you own a house in the San Fernando Valley, porn company might come to you and use your house.
Any company, legitimate production companies could rent out your house. That's a source of income.
Yeah.
But getting back to the porn, you'll see a lot of those porn actresses in the gym around here, keeping in shape and working out, both male and female.
24-hour fitness.
Working out, and a lot of things. One of the other things that people don't realize is you'll have somebody who's beautiful, and they come from Michigan or Iowa, Idaho, or Kansas, and they'll be the most beautiful girl in school in those places, and then they'll come to LA, and they'll just be another girl in LA.
In this city,
so please beware of that. If you're making plans to come to LA because everybody told you you look so good,
you should be in pictures,
that you should be in pictures, you're going to be fighting against people from around the world, from Poland, from London,
and this city will eat you up and spit
Nigeria.
you out. People will develop a drug habit, and this city also has a huge industry for the rehab industry.
Because the unknown secret of the industry in terms of the actual television movie industry is to work in a studio. You don't necessarily have to take a drug test.
Nope. No drug test.
Don't necessarily. You don't take one.
You don't take.
And it's funny because in a post-production house, depending on which one you work at, you'll be required to take a drug test. But in the production studios,
nope,
you're not required.
You're not required. Nope.
Because if you require one,
in porn, you got to take an HIV test, though. You do got to take.
You're supposed to.
And I think they do take. I think they do.
No,
drug
they're
tests.
supposed to. Yeah. They. Well, I don't know about drug tests.
But I'm
think
saying if
some
you're
of
working in the studio as a set person, you're working on the set or on the lot.
I don't know. I don't know. But I know that some of their managers are requiring them to take drug tests because it gets a little ugly.
So basically, like I say, I mean, this is a state that elected Arnold Schwarzenegger as a governor.
Yes.
So I'm just saying.
I don't know what that's saying about California. That was before my time.
It's a dysfunctional town. It works and then it doesn't work.
Yes.
You
have a lot of people from all over the world. I had a birthday party, and I had somebody that was from Uganda, Turkey, Italy, El Salvador, so Mexico, Peru, and Mexico again.
Yeah.
But I mean, so all of those people were at my birthday party, and that's just what it is. You have that many people who are just from different countries, and we're not going to mention from other states because it's rare for you to find a person who was actually born in California than somebody who came to California, because everybody that you meet will be a transplant from somewhere else. It's very rare to meet a person who's actually born here.
People, different races marrying, so there were a lot of multicultural families out here.
Yes.
So It's just,
We swirl in the love.
I love LA. That's why I call myself LA Rob. I love this town.
Yeah. And you have beaches. You have Venice Beach. Venice Beach was historically the African American beach that was upscale. So it was the counterpart to Santa Monica, which was the white, suburban high-end beach. And then you have Pacific Palisades, which is the higher end.
Yeah.
That's where you have a lot of your directors. They live up there.
Yeah.
But this is like walking distance. Like you have houses that you walk out of your house and go across
Like,
a sidewalk and you're
like
on the beach.
we are, it's beautiful. Everything, that since I've been in LA has been walking is like I could walk to we could walk to a movie theater, we could walk to the train station.
We have about
we can walk
50
to
restaurants
to
that
some
are
restaurants.
that
We can walk
50
to a comic book shop.
restaurants that are in walking distance.
And if you have a car, it's all good too. So, just like I say.
And the celebs that we've seen. Who have you seen, LA Rob?
Oh, who have I seen?
Yes.
Let's see. I've seen Spike Lee. I've seen Danny Trejo. I've seen The Rock, Kevin Hart, Salt and Pepper. What's his name? The guy who played Deadpool. I've seen him. I've seen Guillermo del Toro. I've seen Buzz Aldrin, famous astronaut. I've seen Silverman, great comedian. I've seen Jake Busey. I've seen Chris Hemsworth on more than one occasion.
Kutcher.
I've seen Ashton Kutcher on more than one occasion.
What's her name?
Mia Kunis.
Yeah, Mila Kunis.
Biju Phillips. Bijou. I keep missing her name.
You keep saying that. Bijou
Phillips.
Yeah.
Ellen DeGeneres. I've seen
quite regularly.
On a quite regular basis.
Yeah.
Great person. Very nice lady. I've seen. Let's see.
Very protected lady was the first thing I thought.
Highly protected lady.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck. Yeah, I've seen him. Let's see. I've seen Will Smith. I've seen Jaden Smith. Let's see. I've seen Margaret Robbie. She's playing Harley Quinn in the new Suicide Squad.
Yay!
Jared Leto. He's
dreamy.
been in the gym quite. Someone's seen you. One of your friends seen Jake.
My friend's got a nice smile.
Yeah, him in the gym. We're doing this thing.
Jared Leto.
Yeah.
And you'll hear that all the time where friends will tell you.
Yeah.
We ran into this person. We ran into that person.
Jay Leno.
Yeah.
Jay he drives around Burbank with his fancy cars. We've seen him. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen him too.
With his fancy cars. So those are just a few. I'm sure I'm probably forgetting. I've seen Benicio del Toro
a couple of times. You didn't. You saw
Ed O'Neill.
No, you saw Melody Hobson. You saw
Melody Hobson. By anybody don't know is Melody Hobson. She's
married to George Lucas, and if you are a Star Wars fan, she is the queen, married to the king of Star Wars.
I've seen J.J. Abrams and Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah.
I've seen Jeffrey Katzenberg.
Yeah, Jeffrey, who is the head of, or was the head of, because they just sold it, DreamWorks.
Yes.
And he actually is one of the founding members of DreamWorks.
Never met him in person.
We saw the yacht for Spielberg.
We've seen the President Obama. His detail comes through Burbank quite often. So
I've seen. Let's see, Mike Epps. I've seen the Wayans.
Okay.
Yeah, Wayans brothers. Particularly Marlon. I've seen. D.B. Woodside, who played, he plays in, he's like one of those character actors, but he played in Single Ladies with, I think some of the wasn't Queen Latifah, but some of the people like that had that show. So, who else have I seen? Oh, Jackie Harry. Let's see.
Marion Ramsey from Police Academy.
You saw her. Yeah. I saw Magic Johnson actually goes to the gym around the corner. So every morning I'll see him. And I have seen, her name is Marianne. She's actually Lorianne, I'm sorry, not Marianne, Lorianne, who's actually a choreographer for Diddy. So I see her. She actually goes to the gym. I call him Little Buddha, but CeeLo. I've seen CeeLo a couple of times. Oh, I saw Lenny Kravitz. He was trying to be discreet and tuck himself next to a plant, but he was sitting with a guy who had on that huge hat that Pharrell is always wearing.
Yeah.
This guy had on that particular hat, and so I noticed him because I was like, "Is that Pharrell?" But he was, he was just a couple of shades darker than Pharrell, so I knew it wasn't Pharrell. But then it caused me to look over, and it was like, but that's Lenny Kravitz, and he is indeed gorgeous, ladies. So, who else? I think that's it.
Yeah, I mean, we get to see.
Oh, Tisha Campbell, I've seen her. But these are people that, like, you're walking in your neighborhood and you get to see, and it's amazing because I remember I went to the dollar store and I was just buying some things. This lady was smiling because it was kind of this strange guy who was there and running his mouth, and we kind of had that look of, okay, yeah, he's a little strange, and we exchanged pleasantries, and I'm looking at TV, and then I see that she's on television, and she's on one of the television shows, and I'm just like, that was the lady.
Oh my God.
So you have that happen sometimes.
Yeah, and you'll get to see people just doing their thing.
Yeah, and they don't look like they look on television.
No, they just
not at all.
They're just trying to pay their bills, and you would think, like I say, some people have it, and some people, they're living day to day, making money. They got money, but it's very interesting. Like, you get to see the behind the scenes of everything.
So some people, they have blown their money, and some people know how to keep it. So you never know. You make $45,000 a week, and that's millions of dollars. And some people know how to manage it so that it sustains them the rest of their lives. And some people blow it, and that's it. And we've all seen that actor that we haven't, he was in a lot of things, and then, oops, he's not there anymore. And I remember my cousin working specifically for an actor who is very popular, and he was getting all the invites to all the end parties, but he wasn't interested in going, and then his show was canceled. So he went from making this $45,000 a week, having 2 mortgages that added up to about $25,000 a month that he was paying out. So that's no money when you're making $45,000 a week. Well, when the show ended, that became a problem. Yeah. So, eventually he let him go because he couldn't afford to pay for him anymore. And I haven't seen him since. But that's the breaks, Yeah,
so that's unfortunately what it is. And you got to invest your money and spend wisely, because it's so easy to, to get caught up in keeping up with the Joneses out here. And, it's just like, you got to be smart. So we're going to wrap this up. I hope this was informational. Informative to you listeners out there. You can follow us on iTunes, Stitcher.
We probably should have talked about the gangs.
TuneIn. You want to touch on the gangs real quick?
Yeah, we need to, because that's...
Yeah, because let's be honest, you can't talk about LA without the gangs.
Yeah. Because
gang life is very much a real thing.
Yeah.
We lived in Long Beach for quite a, I lived in Long Beach for a little bit.
Right. And I did too.
When you go, a little south, and you end up going to Compton and Long Beach, Bloods and the Crips.
Yeah, when you take the train.
MS-14.
Or drive, yes.
No,
13.
MS-13, excuse me.
Please don't say 14.
MS-13.
MS-13. I think it's the Mexican Mafia.
It's real.
The Purple Gang. The
Purple
Crips,
Gang.
the Bloods,
It's real.
It's very.
It's real out here.
You have Watts, you have Compton, and if you're coming from the city and you're on the train, you're gonna go right through those places, and you're picking people up and you're dropping them off in those particular places on your way to Long Beach. So what color you wear can be important. Most times they can tell that
don't be blatant and be wearing an all red suit. And beads.
All red suits
and beads.
Yeah, because it's beads on the shoes.
Because you're wrong.
And the hat, and you're asking for something. And let me tell you what is a little known secret. What you say actually can get you in trouble. Because a friend, she and her husband, they live in Watts, and they had an incident where they said, "Hey, cuz," to this guy. And, in Detroit, we say, "Hey, cuz," we might say that all the time. It doesn't mean anything. Well, here, if you're not, I believe, a Crip, and you say, "Hey, cuz," you're in deep trouble. Because you're only supposed to say that if you're a Crip.
Yeah.
So, and the same thing with Bloods. There's certain things that they say that if they hear you saying it, then they're going to step to you. And they're going to say, and which they did to him. They said, "Hey, what set are you from? What's up?" And he said, "Well, I'm from Detroit. What are you talking about?" And so they schooled him. They said, "Look, don't say that, because this is the gang and this is what you're saying and blah, blah, blah." So he, has remembered that he shouldn't say that. Now with colors and wearing colors and stuff like that, most people know that he's from Detroit since he told them that one time, and they don't care what he wears. They know he's not in a gang. But you could have that random person that won't ask you, because they will ask you if they're not sure. Mm-hmm. And but you might have that one person who won't ask you. So I just suggest you stay neutral. If you're a guy, if you're a girl, I haven't run into any problems.
But I haven't either. I mean, it's just like I say, if you're a guy and, I'm not saying don't stick up for yourself, but you need to really, how should I say?
Pick your battles.
You should have street sense. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at, what time it is at night, look at where you at, and take a good assessment of who this person is. You should hopefully be somebody who can assess somebody, and I'd rather not they some bum, or I don't know, they might be a setup person, and
they might set you up.
You never know.
Or just you need to get out of that neighborhood, because for as much as I love my friend, she's actually the cousin of a really good friend of mine, and as much as I love and like her and respect her and I have fun, I will go visit her during the day. Yeah. And we may go out to do something, but I won't go at night, and I usually leave before it gets dark.
I don't have any reason to be in Compton. I mean, listen,
Watts.
Watts. Yeah, I've been to the Watts Towers, and I took some great pictures, and I think it's fabulous structure. I just wouldn't be compelled to drive through Compton. A lot of hip hop heads and all that, and he's seen straight out of Compton, and they want to go and see what it's all about, and that's cool. Mm-hmm. I just don't want to be rolling through Compton at night.
And let's be clear that
if I don't have to.
Compton is being gentrified.
Yeah.
I mean, you have some structures that are fairly new that are
some
going
great people
up.
Compton.
Again, these are $300,000, $400,000 houses.
Yeah.
So people who have houses out there, they're not, they're paying a lot of money. They could go somewhere like Atlanta and live really well.
It's just I know what time it is.
But yeah, no. Unless you know the landscape, or you're with someone who knows the landscape, don't go.
It's just I know what time it is, and it's just there's a big difference between going to pulling into a 7-Eleven at night or walking to a 7-Eleven in North Hollywood versus walking to a 7-Eleven in Compton. It's just night and day.
It's just different.
I wouldn't
And
do
just
that. I
be
wouldn't
yourself.
do it. Yeah, and I wouldn't do that in
Detroit.
or Detroit.
Yeah, you
Especially
wouldn't go out
like
and
now.
Detroit is lawless.
Yeah,
So.
you go to roll up in a gas station.
Yeah.
And in Detroit, it's dangerous, man.
Yeah. It's the same. Just use your common sense. Just be yourself. And
don't be an asshole, but at the same time, don't be a pussy either.
Yeah, and listen to your.
You gotta stick up for yourself. Like anywhere. Just be cool.
And listen to your instincts. And you're gonna. They do have racial profiling, so you will get pulled over. Some young black men have,
and I've been pulled over. And like I say, with the cops, don't
keep
be
your hand on the steering wheel.
Yeah, well, see, the cops I can tell are hypersensitive to anything you particularly will say that sounds. It just feel like they're just hypersensitive. Like, don't be sarcastic.
Like you're trying to be disrespectful.
Yeah,
anything can be taken out of context.
Yeah, so they're just hypersensitive, and they're just looking for any little thing to get you on. And just, tell them,
it's better to bite your tongue.
I'm going to reach over here and get my stuff out the glove compartment, officer. If he gives you a compliment, say thank you. Don't get an attitude. And just keep it cool, because there's been a lot of officer involved shootings out here of people, mistaken for doing something or, not doing the right thing quick enough, and they get shot. So,
or walking down the street and not.
Fruitvale Station happened out in Oakland.
Yeah.
That is some real shit.
Which is Northern California.
Yeah. So, I mean, cops are scared. And they got trigger fingers.
They have every reason they believe to shoot you, and you have to give them the reason why they should not.
Yeah.
And you do that by just complying so you can get whatever you need to get over with. Because the truth is, biting your tongue and living to see your 100th birthday is worth not in getting the shit beat out you or getting killed.
In Detroit, once you cross 8 Mile to Detroit, you're kind of home free. Out here, there's really no. It's all the same.
It's all the same. Yeah, it's LAPD is everywhere, and they all, no matter what complexion they are, have the same attitude that people of color are a problem or potentially a part of a gang, and are to be dealt with accordingly. The best thing is that if you live in a burb, sometimes that you don't get stopped as much. I think that the same cops are sometimes in the same area, so they'll recognize your car and recognize you, and it won't be as bad as if you go someplace where you're not recognized. As a female of color, I have not been pulled over yet. I'm going to knock on wood. So I haven't had to interact with a police officer yet. So.
Yeah, so.
But I'm a square, so he or she just be stopping me just to.
Yeah, you don't look dangerous, but just like I am. But so there you have it. That is our introduction to Los Angeles, and thank you for listening. And like I say, you can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, and TuneIn. And any responses, give us a subscribe. Give us a higher rating.
Subscribe.
That allows our podcast to come up in search results a lot more. We really appreciate it. So this is Ellie Rob and D the VIP.
And then if you have something that we didn't talk about relating to LA, send us an email. Let us know so we can talk about it in our next podcast. We might make this a series of LA and talk about some things that we missed. Maybe next time we'll talk about restaurants or shopping places or things like that. So do let us know. But Stitcher, iTunes, go to He Said, She Said with L.A. Rob and D the VIP. And we're signing out. So deuces.
Peace.
So look, to follow us, you can go to iTunes, tune in, you can like us on Facebook at He Said, She Said, LA Rob, and Be the VIP. There's a lot of He Said, She Said out there. So make sure it says LA Rob and Be the VIP. Also, you can follow us on Twitter at LA Rob and Be the VIP. And if you want to follow LA Rob's shit, his stuff, you can go to Mel Hondo, MALEHONDO at YouTube. Did I say everything?
You did?
See?
Well, no, wait, you missed one.
What?
Lord Tyree, LORDTYRE. That one is one of my older.
And I'm not calling him Lord anything. So that's probably why I messed up.
At least not on mic.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Or off mic either.